Let's talk about James Baker for a minute, because just the fact that Twitter hired him as its deputy general counsel after he was forced out of the FBI tells us a lot about the coziness, the inappropriate coziness between these government agencies and our social media companies.
Well, what we have, I call it the system, Megyn. People call it different things. I call it the system. We have all these cultural pillars, media and entertainment and politics and religion and all these things, education. Well, what's happened in this country is they've all been taken over by the same ideology now. And they all, instead of working as a check on one another, which ideally that's what you'd want, if the media is losing its mind, Hollywood would call it out, or something like that. They all now believe the same things about everything, and they all just take care of each other. So it's why they don't care about Joe Biden's approval ratings. Everyone's saying that Joe Biden this, Joe Biden that. What's her name? The Corinne lady, Corinne Diversity hire. She doesn't care about Joe Biden's approval rating. She's going to walk right out of the White House into a job at MSNBC or somewhere else. James Baker gets, frankly, disgraced at the FBI by the crap he pulled there. He doesn't take a step back and go on unemployment. Right to Twitter he goes to be deputy general counsel. They never fall down. They seem to fall up into a different call.
Yes. That's right. So this guy was the one neck deep in that lawyer for the Clinton campaign, Michael Sussman, going into the FBI and saying, hey, just, not here on behalf of Hillary, but I just want to let you know, Trump looks really dirty and might be having a back channel communication with this Alpha Bank that's Russian. And, just for a friend, I'm just saying you might want to look into it. James Baker, there he was, dealing with the dossier, the disgraced dossier. Andy McCarthy has a great piece up just getting into all the disgusting history of James Baker, smack dab in the middle of deliberations over suppressing the Biden laptop reporting, among many other things. But when he was FBI general counsel back in 16 and 17, he was also a top advisor to Jim Comey and was behind all the FISA applications and, naming the Trump operatives and so on. All the stuff that's been in the news for the past 5-6 years has basically got this guy's stamp on it. And where does he land? He lands at Twitter, where one of his first moves, apparently, in October of 2020 was to suppress the reporting on Joe Biden's son. And now, full circle, Elon Musk takes over Twitter and says, we're gonna air it all out. I'm going to put it all out there. Twitter's been acting like an arm of the Democratic National Committee. That's what Elon Musk said. And unbeknownst to him, he says, all right, I'm going to give it to my general counsel's office to review all the documents and make sure Barry Weiss and Matt Taibbi get all these documents. And then they try to pull a fast one by not telling the reporters who's actually doing the screening of the documents. And only because Barry was like, Jim who? Why am I getting slow rolled when the CEO and the owner of this company has said, give me the documents? Who's Jim? Why is he dragging his feet? And the reveal comes, it's Jim Baker. And that's when Elon fired him. Yeah, it's incredible.
It is amazing, Megyn. And just, I have a little story, if you don't mind me telling it here for a second. A fascinating story a buddy of mine told me. It's one of these know a guy who know a guy things. Well, I know a guy who knows a guy who graduated with Barack Obama. And we're talking, Harvard here. So when you're graduating Harvard, not that I will ever understand, that's more your world than my idiot world, but when you're graduating Harvard,
I went to Syracuse, babe.
well, when you're the type of person who could, I wouldn't be able to get through class one. But if you graduate Harvard, what are you thinking? Well, I'm going to go take over this industry. I'm going to be a captain of this industry. I'm going to be, if you're a lawyer, hey, I'm going to go work at this prestigious law firm and bill somebody for $2,000 an hour. And they're having a discussion post-graduation with what they're going to do. And they're all doing that king of the world thing. And he asked Barack Obama what he was going to do. And Barack Obama told him, clear back then, he told him, I'm going to go be a community organizer. And they all pointed at him and basically laughed at him to his face. What an idiot, what a loser, all this time, and you're going to be a community organizer. But Barack Obama understood, all these people, James Baker, all of them, they all understood that the most important thing is to become a gatekeeper, to find the choke points of everything and learn to control that choke point, and then you control everything. You don't have to take over everything if you're James Baker and you want to politic on behalf of the Democrats. You have to get to the right position at the FBI that will allow you to do that. And then when you leave that position, you don't have to take over all of Twitter. You actually saw in that reveal, a lot of Twitter executives, when they suppressed the story, were saying, I don't think we can do this. Is this okay? But it didn't matter because he found the choke point. The dirty ones always find the choke points, and that's what they do. They've done it all over the society. They're probably doing it in your hometown right now, whoever's watching.
Well, that's the thing, because now we've seen how embarrassing the behavior was at Twitter. I mean, they were like, suppress, this is it, let's get it down. You got a couple people who are like, I don't know, this kind of seems like maybe we shouldn't do it. And everybody was like, no, we're doing it. But there's a bigger story, of course, and that is why. Why were they so primed to be looking for hacking and disinformation campaigns? And no, it's not because of the Russians. It's because of the FBI. Because the FBI had gone in there to Twitter, according to the Twitter executives, and said, get ready. We expect, same as they did at Facebook, we expect you may likely receive disinformation, Russian-born, about, in particular, Joe Biden and potentially Hunter Biden. And the reason that's so disgusting, right? Because I understand, there's no question the Russians did push out disinformation in the 2016 election. They did. That's been documented. But so you might say, okay, well, the FBI should be alerting people. We don't want the Russians messing with our elections. Win or lose, we don't want the Russians calling the shots. But the thing is, they did that with Twitter and Facebook and who knows what other social media companies when the FBI had the Hunter Biden laptop in its possession. They'd already been given the laptop by the legally blind computer repairman back in 2019. And these warnings were going out after that. They didn't bother to investigate it. It was easily ascertainable as legit. So either they didn't do it because they didn't care, or they did do it and then they chose to lie about it. Either way, it's a terrible look for the FBI.
More than a terrible look, Megyn, it's frightening. I mean, it's not like an outrageous story. It's a frightening story when people consider the timeline that you just very clearly laid out. 2019, the FBI finds itself in possession of a laptop with all kinds of criminal activity on it. And I'm not talking about doing some booger sugar with some European hookers. I mean, some really dark things out there. It's dark things and tying Joe Biden to these things. So the FBI has it in 2019. They suppress it. They basically sit on it like the laptop repair guy said they would sit on it. And after they sat on it, they're wiretapping and doing who knows what else to Rudy Giuliani. So they find out ahead of time that this story is going to get some legs and be released. They could do an all hands on deck with the social media companies and tell them preemptively before it comes out to suppress the story that's about to come out that they know to be true. You mentioned, did they know or didn't they know? Okay, so we either have an FBI that's incompetent or we have an FBI that is the Cheka. Well, either one of those things, neither are acceptable for an organization with the power to destroy anybody's life. Anyone in this country, if they set their sights on you, they can destroy your life and they will destroy your life. How do you justify that organization's continued existence if it's either A, that's stupid, or B, what they really are, that corrupt?
The thing is, this to me, it doesn't excuse the Twitter executives' behavior, but it does soften it a little because as we saw in that interview that Yoel Roth gave to Kara Swisher, this is a very scared, weak man. I mean, this is a scared, weak man. We were suffering trauma on January 6th when we were trying to decide what to suppress was trauma. You weren't there, brother. You were doing Twitter suppression, okay? You were not on the Capitol, so take a seat. In any event, I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm just saying now you take a soft, scared guy like that and you sit him down with the FBI and they say, yo, the Hunter Biden laptop story could be coming, essentially something like this, and be on the lookout, and it's Russian disinformation. That guy doesn't have the benefit of knowing anything that the FBI knows, which is, oh, wait, there really is a Hunter Biden laptop, and the FBI's reviewed it, and there's all this stuff on there that's verifiable. He's just been told by a scary man in a dark suit, be on the lookout. Oh, and by the way, I'm law enforcement. Like, you could, the implicit threat is you could be in trouble if you publish this. So, that's why we typically don't have the FBI running around speaking to organizations like this. That's another question Andy raises, which is, since when do we sick the FBI on social media companies with the imprimatur of the Justice Department, behind them, warning them what's going to happen if they don't suppress, if they don't censor? It's the Christmas and holiday season, and it's time for gift giving, parties with friends and family, and getting compliments everywhere you go, hopefully. Thanks to the fact that you look years younger per Genucel. Genucel's got you, ladies and men. It's not just for the ladies. Millions of Americans love Genucel's products. And from now until Christmas, Genucel's most popular package, all their best stuff, is 70% off at Genucel.com. Treat yourself and a loved one to the absolute best skincare in the world. See those troubling forehead wrinkles, fine lines, skin redness, pesky bags and puffiness, and yes, even a sagging jawline disappear right before your eyes with Genucel's most popular collection. With its immediate effects product, you will see results in less than 12 hours, guaranteed, or your money back. And included in every one of their most popular packages is your free hyaluronic acid serum for skin hydration that will restore your youthful appearance. Go to Genucel.com/MK now. Enter my special promo code MK for an additional 10% off your entire order. Every order today, instantly upgraded to free express shipping, so you'll get it soon. Genucel.com/MK60. That's GENUCEL.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.